So I know that this is one day late. I'm so sorry. I have a son graduating from high school this week, so my week has been upside down and backwards, and just very, very busy with planning and celebrating and all of that. But here we are, and it is Friday, and this is about the Mixed Media Monthly Challenge. So I pulled so far for this entire monthly spread, it was leaves and dewdrops. We did that. Then I have committed that no matter what, I'm going to keep it random. So I just pull random words off of the computer, and that's what we're committed to draw. So it was leaves and dewdrops. Then I pulled the word diamond. So we did diamonds. I added in a dewdrop down here for just because I thought that would be fun. Then on the third week of every challenge, I want to do in a journaling aspect. So this was, I pulled a creative prompt, a journal prompt off of the internet, and there are sites that just pull random things for you. So I just love that. I can just type it in and I get it. And this was things that you like to do or did with your mom. So I have that journaled in over here. And for this week, can you guess what I pulled? The word was pearl. So I am, we're going to do pearls this week. I wanted to do a pearl necklace. So that's how I've laid it in. Now, the thing with this media challenge is that you don't know what's going to be happening. So you kind of always have to be thinking about composition and thinking about how you're going to add everything in. So this week we've got a full week of adding in pearls. Now I'm putting in a pearl necklace. You can put in one pearl. You can put a pearl in an oyster. Goodness, it's just however you want to interpret the creative prompts. Fun story I have to tell you, with pearls, through Encouragement Cafe, we've got like different venues that we go through throughout the country. So catch us. We've got one coming up in September in Richmond, Virginia. So, but the theme for this year's Encouragement Cafe's like conference year is he is, you are the one, and it's about the pearl, that we are the pearl of great price. He is the pearl of great price. He is, you are the one. So it was just so fun when I pulled a pearl. Okay, so here is, there's two that I kind of started down here, and you can see that a round sphere, because basically what we've got here is a round sphere, has, and I've got a reference photo up on my computer that I'm kind of looking at. I want to draw your attention to a couple of things. First off, when you have a round sphere, there's always going to be sort of this backlight highlight that's going to pop up along along that bottom edge. So it's just very, very thin. It's not anything that's really any big, very, very big. So here I want my pearl to sort of, I want it to pop, right? Because that's what a reflection is it really becomes this pop of color. So I just want sort of to get in that pop. What did I do so far? Great question. Thank you so much. So I had just a small coaster, and I traced out my circles up and around. I then covered them in gesso, and you can see here that there's a lot of the colors that are coming up through that gesso. I did not put on so many coats that it completely made it opaque, because a pearl is going to reflect what colors and what things are going on around it. So I like that. I like that it's picking up all these different colors. So I left it like this. Now this is a little bit more than, because that's actually got a pattern, but you know what? It's all fun. It's all good. So here's what I'm going to do. So down here, I've kind of laid in the colors and the shadows. This little guy down here is going to be kind of almost completely, excuse me, in the dark, because he's underneath, behind the diamond, and under the leaves and all that. I don't know if you can see here, I have just the littlest little coupling, and I'm just going to put in, that's a very big brush for that little bit of work that I want to do right there. Let me just find a small little teensy beensy brush. Okay, so I'm just going to put in, I got a little bit of black on there, just a dash of shadow. And then, because I don't want it to be too dark, I wiped off my brush, and now I'm just going to sort of get it out. Okay, here I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna come in with a little bit of water, and I'm gonna gently request that that splotch move. Okay, so of course that like is bothering me, yeah. So I'm just gonna put in a little bit of white, tone it down some. Basically what I just wanted to do is sort of fade back into the background again. So here the gesso is picking up again on those background colors, and it will sort of fade away. Okay, so I feel like that's better. Okay, so in here though, there would be just the littlest coupling that you'd have in there, right? Okay, so up in here, can you guys see? I'm coming around this way. There's going to be a little coupling here. And there's going to be a little coupling here. Oh, I feel a sneeze coming on. Woo! Happy summer, am I right? Woo, 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 woo. Okay, so I've got those in. Now what I'm going to do is, because I've got a lot of blues in here, I'm going to use, this is called bright blue, so that's good. But what I'm going to do is I'm really going to water it down. I don't want it to be thick. I just want to lay in, can you see over here? I've just got water. I'm going to stay working over here. So I've just got water that I'm laying down, and I'm making a very light wash. So if we've got light coming in over here, you see how I've got light. So my light source is coming in down here. So I'm going to come in down here and lay in the color. Now, do you see how light that is? And that's really what I want. I don't want it to be overpowering, but right in here, I do want more of a shadow. So I'm putting that on just a little bit heavier. Okay. I want to kind of blend it in. More water. Now be careful on your paper, because just down here when I was working that little area, if you don't have a thick paper, when you add water onto it, it's going to want to sort of fray and separate, and you're going to get all those little fibers, which you don't want. That just becomes a mess. So if that starts happening, just cease and desist. Put your paintbrush down, let it dry, and walk away from it. Don't keep on aggravating it, because the paper will sort of just give way. So I'm also going to use a kind of a, see how this picks up on this color? So I'm just going to use some of that up in here with a little bit of the blue. I'm gonna, too much water. I'm gonna add in some water. Ooh, isn't that pretty? And then down in here, I do want to have somewhat of a shadow poked in from that leaf. Poked in. And then I'm going to poke in a little bit of a shadow down in here, but I would like some more of that pink kind of popping in there. Because why would you not want the pink popping in there? Okay, now you see right now it looks like it is almost outlined, which I don't want. I don't want it to look like I've just outlined it. But I'm just going to let it dry so that then I can come back in and put in some different colors. Okay, so I'm just going to keep on working, and I'm going to come up here. My brush got very dry, so I'm going to add in. Now remember, this one has that stamp kind of poking through there. Can you see that? I don't know if the camera's picking that up, but there truly is. I love this little circle. I don't want to get rid of him. So he's actually going to become something that is casting a shadow. So, and then I'm going to put in a little bit down in here. And then up here, we'll kind of come in dark. And then it's kind of harder, I think, when you've got a little bit of a sphere, because it's harder to follow the round of the object you're working with. That was just very dark. I just put a lot of paint on my brush. Woo! Let's fix that situation. Okay, so now I'm going to let all that dry. I'm going to come in with the pink in here, though. I want to get some of that gorgy pink kind of reflected in there. And I'm going to have a little bit kind of reflected in here. I love how on this one it's already kind of got, just because of the gesso, but I'm going to kind of claim that then. It's already got those bright white kapows, so I'm going to leave them, and I'm going to bring them out more as this dries. Here. That looks a little flat there, but don't notice, okay? Close your eyes, don't look, don't notice. So this week, your homework is on our mixed media monthly challenge to add in pearls. So please, I want to see what you guys are doing. Share what you've done. Share what's going on your desks. I'd love to see, just love to see what's doing and what's happening. Okay, so we've got those kind of dry, and I would like this to kind of, I have a lot of paint on there now. I'm just going to drop in ever so lightly along that leaf, that shadow. And right in here, I want to drop in that shadow. And then down here, it would be really kind of dark. So, okay, so here, what I'm going to show you next is my kapow. So I know that the gesso is kind of picking up on my layers underneath. Remember how I talked to you about that? I don't really like when things reconstitute, because sometimes I don't want this to happen. I don't want, as I'm putting on new layers, I don't want it to have to mix and marry and all that kind of stuff. This time it worked great because the diamonds are reflecting out this, where is my diamond? This diamond is reflecting out the what's going on in the background, and my pearls are going to be reflecting back on their surface what's happening in their background. So it worked out great for this particular spread, but for the most part I don't really like that. So what all that is to say is that I'm going to come in with a white colored pencil. In theory, here it is. I'm going to come in with a white colored pencil. So you know that you can color pencil over acrylic paints once they're dry. So here, I saw these little spots in here and I just loved them. So because the gesso is reconstituting, I don't necessarily want to keep going in that venue. So see here, I can get in the whites easily with the colored pencil and not have to work so hard. I just lost my reference photo. So you see how I can, so when you're working with a colored pencil, I noticed with my students that the affinity is to want to do back and forth and back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. Well, I'm going to say, no, don't do that. Do little circles like this, round. And when you do that, you can do it fast, but when you do that, it creates a, it coats it better because you don't have all of this like white space in there making it complicated. So right here, I've got like a little bit of highlight, and I'm going to just come in there and add that in. And then here I would like it to be kind of really white. And here it would be, this is still wet, this one. I don't know if I'll get to finish this guy. Well, we're waiting. Okay, so I have those beginnings of pearls that are coming out. So that is your challenge for today, for this week. Your pearls are getting laid in. If you have any questions, please just drop a comment down in the comment section. I try to get back to you as quickly as I possibly can. Thanks so much and have a fun time creating. Bye, guys.